So guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at high tide, ticker HITIF on the OTC and HITI on the TSXV. If you follow my channel, then you know I've done a couple of videos on high tide previously. So this one is just an update following on from recent news. We won't be going into the company in detail because I've done that in previous videos. In this video we'll be looking at the company's first quarter 2021 results, what this means for the company, what's next for high tide, and my thoughts on the company going forward. Before we get into the video, if you like the content, can I ask you to smash that like button? It literally costs nothing but helps me out so much. We're aiming for 200 likes in this video, let's make it happen. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you never miss a video that could potentially make you money. What are your thoughts on high tide's current price and what are your price targets for the coming months and years? Leave a comment down below, I'm interested to know what you think. I want to point out that I'm not a financial advisor and everything I say in this video are my own thoughts and opinions and should not be viewed as financial advice. All the information in this video is freely available and I encourage everyone to do their own research when investing. Now let's get into it. High Tide is a leading retail-focused enterprise in the cannabis industry operating across Canada, Europe and the United States. The company is the largest Canadian retailer of recreational cannabis as measured by revenue, with 80 branded retail locations. As well as e-commerce platforms, wholesale distribution, and has key industry investors that include Aphria and Aurora Cannabis. So they have just released their Q1 2021 financial results, so let's look at the financial highlights. Revenue is increased by 179% to 38 million in the first quarter of 2021, compared with 13 million in the same quarter last year. This includes the financial results from Meta Growth. Overall, it's quite impressive. I think the last financials had about 166% increase in revenue. 179% is pretty impressive. Gross profit has increased by 208% to 15 million in the first quarter, compared with 5 million in the same quarter last year, and the gross profit margin was 39% compared to 35% last year. That's quite good. It shows they're getting more efficient. The adjusted earnings before tax for the first quarter was 4.6 million compared to a negative 0.8 million in the same quarter last year. Geographically, in the first quarter of 21, 34.2 million of revenue was earned in Canada, 4 million in the United States, and 0.2 million internationally. They are Canadian based, so this is to be expected, but the possibility of the federal legalization of cannabis in the US means this is a market that could expand massively. Cash on hand totaled 16.6 million compared to 7.5 million at October 2020, and the company's cash balance has subsequently increased to approximately 33 million as of today. This is a result of the bought deal equity financing for proceeds of 23 million in February. When it comes to the operational highlights, we've covered most of this in previous videos, so I won't go into detail here. But a quick view: the company acquired Meta Growth and became the leading Canadian cannabis retailer. The company moved up to the TSXV. They extended the maturity date on a credit facility and reduced the interest rate from 11.5% to 10%, so it's good to see that they're improving terms. The company entered into a loan agreement and credit facility obtained through the acquisition of Meta Growth. Additionally, they extended maturity of existing debt and a reduction of interest rate from 12.5% to 10%. Again, it's good to see improved terms. Approximately 4.7 of debt converted into common shares. Since then, another 23 million of debt has been converted into common shares. The company opened 3 cannabis retail locations, and since then they've opened another 9. Also in the period since then, High Tide completed the acquisition of Smoke Cartel for $8 million and filed the Form 40F with the SEC for uplisting to the Nasdaq. So when we take a quick look at the actual statements, we can see that the company has a very good assets to liability ratio of approximately 1.5 to 1. This is improved from last year. Of the other notable figures, the derivative liability is in relation to the warrants. The notes payable is in relation to the Meta acquisition. And the lease liability has to do with lease obligations. Again, more stores, more leases. So what's next for High Tide? As well as the company's continuing expansion through mergers, acquisitions and organic growth, the company will be looking to further its process of uplisting to the Nasdaq. Now, in order for the company to be eligible to uplist to the Nasdaq, they must satisfy a number of requirements seen here. One of these requirements is the $3 minimum bid price of a company stock. Because High Tide's current share price is only 67 cents, they do not meet the requirements. This is a common issue for companies going from OTC to a listed exchange, and I fully expect the company will perform a reverse share split in order to meet the requirements. Judging by the current price, I would expect that they will perform a 1-for-10 split, meaning that for every 10 shares currently owned, you will have one new share, and by today's prices, those shares will be worth $6.70 each. This will be fantastic for High Tide as they will become more accessible to investors, and also there will be the increased possibility of being added to ETFs such as the Rise Medical Cannabis and Life Sciences ETF. I talked about this in my previous video, so I won't be going into it again now. But a reverse split for this purpose is a very positive thing. Recently, another company on my watch list, Nouveau Monde Graphite, completed a similar reverse split. That got a shareholder approval vote of 98.5%. So as we see here, the progress the company has made over the past 12 months has been nothing short of spectacular. Between the restructuring of debt and capital raises, the continued expansion through the opening of retail stores, their acquisitions of Meta Growth and e-commerce retailer Smoke Cartel, and their continuing ability to increase revenue and significantly improve their balance sheet. I look forward to watching High Tide closely over the coming months as they continue with their growth plan to have 115 stores by December this year. And also with the recent legalization of weed in New York State and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer stating that the Senate will act on marijuana legalization, I think there's a huge opportunity for High Tide to take advantage of an opening in the US market. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I have shared some information with you that you weren't already aware of, and I hope you found value in this video. If you did, please hit the like button, it would mean the world to me. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. As always guys, this is just my opinion. If anyone is thinking about buying into this company, I encourage you to do your own research. As I said before, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice. Thanks for watching the video. What are your thoughts on the future of High Tide? Leave a comment down below, I'm interested to hear what you think. Catch you in the next one.